So let us proceed to the examples for calculating the CAMP or the capital asset pricing model. So here in our example, let's say that you are looking at a stock worth 50 pesos per share today that pays a 3% annual dividend. So, stock ang annual dividend that you receive is 3% yearly. Then, the stock beta is 1.5. Risky siya kay the bigger the beta, the more the risky the asset. Or the more the riskier the stock is. Then assume that with this stock, let's say for example, this is a stock of Ayala Corporation para dili mo maglibog. So, ang Ayala Corporation, tag 50 ang kada share sa iyahang stocks. Then, mag-receive ang mga investors sa Ayala Corporation og 3% nga annual dividend. Ang beta sa stock, ani nga stock is 1.5. Dako, once dako ang beta, dako pud ang, once nga dako ang beta, meaning to say taas dako pud ang high pud ang risk kay beta is says here that we'll go back the measure of the stock risk. So making it riskier kung dako siya, pero kung gamay la, a little risky. So assume that the risk-free rate is 3%. Unya, ang investor nag-expect siya nga ang market value sa iyang stock would the investor expect that the market value mo increase siya og 5% kada tuig. So here we just have to make use of the equation. So remember the equation, the rang equation. So we'll be making use of this equation. So ato lang siyang i-replace. So, pila man ang ang RFF or the risk-free rate. So, 3%. So, 3%. Pila man ang iyahang beta? 1.5. Dayon, pila man ang iyahang expected return of the market? Specify diri that 5%. So, 5%. Minusan siya sa risk-free rate nga asset. Risk-free rate na 3%. So, therefore, mao na ni siya. Example. Then, syempre, we cannot continue in our operation since naka-percent pa man siya ang sign. So, remember in your basic mathematics that if you are operating numbers nga percentage ang sign, i-convert una na siya into decimal form. So, convert 0.03, convert 3% to 0.03, decimal 5% to 0.05, and 3% to 0.03. So, if you're going to calculate the capital asset pricing model, the expected return sa imong investment using the capital asset pricing model, perform nimo sa operation, you will be using the MDAS. So, MDAS, multiplication, addition, subtraction, MDAS. Multiplication, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. So, unahon na to ang multiplication. So, ang multiplication is kani sila, kani. So, 0.05 minus 0.03, that's 0.02. Multiply yun na siya nimo sa 1.5. So, that will give you 0.03. And then, add 0.03. So, 0.03 plus 0.03 equals 0.06. So, since nakadecimal man siya and we are trying to measure the expected return in percent, so multiply it by 100. Answer is 6%. So, the expected return of this stock is 6%. So, ang expected nimo nga return ani nga stock kung imo siyang i-calculate in advance is you already have the idea nga mag-gain og 6% ang imuhang return of investment. 6%. So that's it. Another example is this one. Kani. Let's have this. So Daphne wants to calculate the expected rate of return for a security for her work as a freelance investment banker. So freelance investment banker kini si Daphne. Then si Pedro, who happened to be a friend of Daphne, has the following figures para makakalculate siya sa expected rate of return sa stock nga gipili ni Daphne. So, ang risk-free rate is 4%, ang expected rate of return sa market is 12%, niya. Ang beta niya is 1.3. So, lower ang beta niya compared sa atong example ganiha nga 1.5. So, simply, the same thing as what we did ganiha sa taas. Write first the figures and then convert kung naay mga figures na kailangan siya convert. Then, the RA or the expected return is 14.4%. So what does this mean? So to a potential investor, kung ang iyang expected return is equal to or less than 14.4%, then this is a good option for them to invest. What do we mean by equal to? So kung ang expected niya nga return sa iyang investment before calculating the return of investment using capital asset pricing model, kung 14.4 ang iyang gi-expect. Like for example ako, I do not have the idea yet as to how much is the expected return without using any calculation, without using the capital asset pricing model. So nakintay ko na if I will invest in this security or if I will invest in this stock, expect ko nga ang return of investment nako ani is mga 8%. So okay na ko anang 8% annual return of 8%. So okay na ko na. Then you tried to calculate the expected return using CAMP. So maano to siya? Ang result is 14.4. So therefore, ang expect ra nako is 8%, but the expected return using the capital asset pricing model is 14.4. So it yields more than that of my expectations. Or if lower pa gani siya, let's say for example 10%, so good ra gyapon siya nga option. Kaya ang ako ang gi-expect is 8% ra man to siya. So that's the use of capital asset pricing model. It gives you future or an advanced measure of the return of your investment. Although you are not yet sure, I'm not telling that this is an exact calculation. This is somehow realistic nga iniga abot gyud sa imong expected nga year nga imo na i-withdraw or kuhaon nimo ang imong return sa investment, mao na gyud ni siya. Kumbaga this is just kanang tawag calculation nga maghatag nimong idea kung pila kaha, pero dili gid ni siya actual nga return sa imong investment. It's just giving you idea nga somehow pwedeng equal to, pwede pong lesser than, or pwede po siyang greater than. So if you are a potential investor, then you can make use of this para you can have a future measure of your expected return kaysa sa magtagna-tagna ka. Or you can even use, kung bag-o pa ka nga investor, you can use this. Or if dugay na ka nga investor and you've been investing for several years, you already created investment portfolio, pwede ra po ito nimong gamiton katong imong mga historical return of investment sa imuhang mga previously invested ni stocks. Pero if bag-o pa ka, you can make use of the capital asset pricing model to measure in advance the expected rate of return sa imahang investment. So, capital asset pricing model considers the risk-free rate return and consider also the beta of the stock, and we also consider the expected market value of the stocks. So if you have some questions with regards to the examples that I have provided to you, you can ask later, or maybe you can ask as soon as you have watched the discussion, or if not, pwede ra pud mo chat sa group chat, or mo comment sa aning YouTube. This will be posted sa YouTube kay taas ang iyahang time. Unya, I will be providing you sample activity also para makasulay mo og calculate before giving you independent activity. Thank you.